Hey, thank you for liking the live. I'm okay. How are you? Thank you for sharing. I love how you like came in and just decided to just do the damn thing. Thank you. It would be helpful if more people actually, did that. Hey, Kara, how are you? I really need to do better at coming on live. I gotta do better. I took a huge break. I gotta do better, but I took a serious break from going live. That's good. Can't go no wrong but just having a relaxing Sunday. Can't go no wrong with that. You definitely can't go wrong with having a relaxing Sunday. Thank you for all the shares. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel like the only reason why started taking a break from going live is because going live was starting to feel like a chore, and um I was starting to feel overwhelmed from going live because it was starting to feel fun, like it wasn't feeling fun anymore. That I definitely needed that break. Yeah, it because going live on here sometimes it can be. Thank you for the daily heart meet. Sometimes it could be a drag, especially because when you're on here and you're not really getting much engagement and people being in the live, it makes it like really hard to like stay on here. So I started feeling overwhelmed by going live. So I definitely needed a bit of a reset and a break. Yeah, like that's kind of how I was starting to, that's how I was starting to feel. I was starting to feel like I was giving way more than what I was getting. That's good. Yeah. No, that part. I had to stop going to lives in general. Like I literally had to stop going to lives. I stopped going to people's lives because I was like, yeah, I'm giving you more than what I'm getting, and this is not, I'm not seeing a return on investment from doing this. So it's time for this to stop. Oh, I've had plenty of situations where I started going on rants and people have came in my rooms. I've gone on a bit of a tangent and rants, and I've had to block people. I've literally had to block people because I was like, you ain't coming in my room disrespecting me. What do you think this is? Like people think that this is a joke. I block people for a living. Yeah, sometimes they do like to yap. They do like to yap. They definitely like to yap. That's an understatement. Hey Paris. I think a part of me, another reason why I haven't been coming online is because, oh yeah, they asked the strangest question. How are you? Um, I think another reason why I haven't really been coming online is because I'm still trying to get myself situated in my apartment, and I only have an air mattress, and I'm working on getting my furniture, which is why I've been going so hard on doing TikTok shop videos because I want TikTok to pay for my furniture in here. Like, I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but I want TikTok to pay for my furniture. Because why not? All I need is like 20,000 sales. Like, all I need is about a good 2,000 sales, and TikTok will quite literally pay for my rent and apartment and furniture. No, I know it could happen. Like, it can definitely happen. Like, it can definitely happen because there are people on here making six figures just from a month just from doing TikTok shop. Like, there are so many people that are making a decent amount of money, and I don't know, maybe it's because I was overthinking my TikTok shop and I've been trying to like mix and find an equal balance of making TikTok shop videos and my non TikTok shop stuff. But I have to realize is that if a person really is messes with me, they're gonna support me regardless. Like, they're gonna support me regardless. And if you have an opinion on how, if I'm posting too much, or if you find what me posting a lot is an issue, then that says more about you than it does um about me. I have a I don't stop making content. I have about a good 163 videos in my drafts. I have to find an, but this is, which is not a bad thing. It's great that I have content. I'm at the point where I don't think I need any more content. I just need to start going live so that live can push me out more. Yeah, I have a lot of videos. I to say that I don't have a lot of videos is an understatement. I have a lot of videos. But I also know that going live also helps. Hey, Star, how are you? Like, going live pushes out your videos to more people. But that's when you have engagement. When you have more than one person in here, like when you meet the requirements, TikTok will start pushing out your videos to more people. So fun story. Yesterday, I took a bite of an edible. I was supposed to go live with Star yesterday, and I took a bite of an edible, and I was out. Like I knocked out from like 3 o'clock in the afternoon to pretty much yesterday, like today at 9 a.m. I knocked out. I really needed that sleep because I was like, wait a minute, this I was not prepared to fall asleep like that. I woke up this morning confused. I was like, wait a minute, why am I sleeping? What the hell happened? How did I sleep for that long? Apparently there was a storm I slept through too. I was like, wait. Hey. Hey Ziamara. Thank you for the daily heart me. I was so confused when I woke up this morning. I was like, wait, I feel like I just went to bed. What the hell happened? What did I miss? Apparently my body exchange really needed that sleep because I was like, I woke up like, how the hell did I sleep for this long? I haven't slept that long for that long in a very long time. That was, but then again, in my defense, I have been using the whatchamacallit, the vibration plate to help me regulate my nervous system, in my defense. So yeah, there's that. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm actually about to post up my day 3 of using the vibration plate. Because I realized I didn't post yesterday. That thing, this was the best invention ever. I don't know why I didn't have this thing sooner, but this thing is, I'm sitting on it right now. So I'm obsessed with this vibration plate. Like I am absolutely obsessed with it. Like I have a lot. I've gotten was it a car accident and was non-mobile and couldn't walk by myself. I believe it. I believe it. I definitely believe it. Cause this little thing, that thing has been such a game changer. I'm actually currently editing one of my videos right now for it. Yeah, I'm editing one of my. I'm working on one of the videos for it right now as we speak. Gotta multitask. While we on live, we gotta multitask. There is no in between. Gotta multitask. Multitask at its finest. Okay, so it's day 3 of my vibration plate, Qigong, and shamanic drumming practice, part of the research for my grad school thesis. Yesterday, I actually took the day off to recalibrate because my body felt like it was citing something off. And that's part of this process too. Learning when to rest, regulate, and regulate instead of push through. This whole journey is exploring how multi-module somatic regulation practices, things like vibration therapy, qigong, and rhythmic entertainment, can support nervous system balance and self-efficiency during transformation. Even with a rest day, I'm noticing that my baseline still feels calmer, my focus steadier, and my body more responsive to movement. Documenting everything, the science, the sensations, and the shift. Hey, Barry. Thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the best. I was supposed to have a guest. I don't know where she's at though. I have one of those vibrations plates saved but haven't bought yet. Listen, listen. This get it. Best invention ever. I don't know who invented it, but whoever invented it, they deserve a pay raise. Like that thing, this thing is a very like clock it. Oh hi.
Hi, hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Also?
I know we were just talking about her, and then she just pops up.
What were you talking about?
We were talking about you, but we were. I was like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to have a guest. I don't know where she's at." And then I just talked. We just talked about you, and you just popped up.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was at 8. It's like, but it was 1 hour earlier. Oh, I know why. The clock changed here in the Netherlands. That's why. 1 hour.
Ah, my bad.
Not my bad. But I'm here.
But if it changed for you, then it probably changed for me, and I didn't even realize it either.
I don't know. I don't know how it works where you are.
I honestly, I don't. I gave up on trying to figure out time.
It's only a human-made construct.
I gave up because I can never understand. I gave up trying to understand it. It's like, I feel like the more we focus on these numbers and the more we try to focus on time, is the more that we lose the sense of being present.
Absolutely, yeah.
At least that's what I feel. But yeah, how are you?
Yes, I'm good. Having a good day. And you?
Welcome to welcome to my live.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the money, gun. I appreciate it. These are like kind of like they're not they're like my way of eventually having my own podcast eventually,
Nice.
and they're really great at having like they're to me they're like a great way of having FaceTime conversations, talking about things that people should talk about but don't really
Hmm.
have conversations
That,
about.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
I'm going to give the floor to you so you can introduce yourself and what all of the amazing things you talk about, and we'll just go from there.
Yes, thank you. So I'm Tasha. I'm 27 years old, and I actually went through my spiritual awakening when I was 19. So since then, my journey really became, I think, a big shift in consciousness that I went through was when I manifested something consciously for the first time. And that is when my whole reality started to break down, because that's when I realized that I'm the creator of my reality. I can create anything. But then I started questioning, okay, but what is it then that I want to create?
Nice.
And then I started to ask deeper questions, and I didn't really know. And I also realized that the life that I created up until that moment was only out of programming. So my whole reality was created from the outside in. But once you realize that you are the creator and you can create your reality from the inside out, that's when thing changes. So then the whole journey became about letting go of programming, layers of the ego, and coming more back home to my authentic self. And since then, I've been working on creating my life in alignment. And I can say now, after so many years of being on this journey, that my life is really reflecting back my authentic self. So it really feels like home, the people, the opportunities, the places where I am. It's really in alignment with who I am. So that's actually what I do. I'm an alignment coach. I help people get back into alignment, learn to trust themselves, listen to their intuition, let go of the programming that they used to operate in, because most of the times when people want to make that shift in their lives, they are still surrounded with many people that live in programming. So it can be hard to be the first one to take the leap, right? And that's when people want to work with me, because I can mirror them, like, okay, go follow your intuition, go do what you want to do, go use your unique talents and abilities and serve your purpose, because there's a reason why you feel this much. So I never tell people what to do. I just help them come into alignment with what they were always meant to do. And with that comes a lot of spiritual knowledge, and programming, letting go of things, becoming more aware, things like that.
Damn, that's a
It
that's a
was a
lot.
long story.
But it's good, and I feel like that's where, honestly, I think the entire world needs a whole big shape in programming and all of that, because it's just like it's I know for me, I've been kind of dealing with this since 2020, and
Hmm.
like, but I've always kind of been like one to kind of question everything and always
Yeah, also.
into spirituality. But like, I was also like going, I used to like go to church like a lot, and then I stopped going, so
Mm,
I was like, something feels off, and I there needs to be more. um and I always just like question, I would question it. And then I found in 2020, I stumbled upon a certain creator. I'm not going to say who it was. I'm not going to say who the creator is. Um, but I found a certain creator, stumbled upon Law of Assumption. And then
hmm.
from Law of Assumption, I started questioning the stuff that was in Law of Assumption, because I was like, something's off. Like, there's no way you're going to sit here telling me that it's just supposed to be just affirming, just this, just that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that this is healthy to live in your head all the time. Like,
Hmm.
okay, yes, we're imagination. Yes, we're creating our own reality, but I don't feel like I just started questioning so much stuff. And so
Yeah.
I ended up going back to school to study holistic psychology with a specialization in expressive arts therapy and a double minor
Yeah.
in cognitive neuroscience and photography. So a lot of what I was learning in school was taking the the scientific and the neuroscience and the spirituality and researching it. But we would have conversations about quantum physics. We had
Love
conversations
it.
about witchcraft. We had conversations about um, psychology as it relates to Earth. Like in my eco
Hmm.
psychology class, we talked about the law of assumption. Like, there were times where law of assumption came up. You start to, like, when you're in spaces with talking about things like this, what we talk about, you start to realize that as long as you're talking about it with people, like-minded people, the conversations can be had for things to change versus staying the same. And
Mm-hmm.
so a big bulk of what I tend to research and what I'm researching in my grad school is taking the these earthly concepts that we understand from just the mental part and learning how to bring the body part into it.
The baddie part.
Because the body, like I don't
Oh, the
think you
body.
can manifesting without the body. Like you need both.
I think like most of the stuff is also just realizing you are the awareness behind it all, right? Like you are not your body, you are the awareness of it, you are the spiritual being, and from there you can consciously create. But your body will hijack the process because of your nervous system and stuff. So it can really help to learn to work with it, definitely.
Yeah, they're all connected. Like they're
Yeah.
I don't think that people understand just how connected the the nervous system, the brain actually really is. Like it's connected to everything. The nervous system is your electrical circuit. It's in the bulb of your brain.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like how when people say, "Oh, well, you don't have to do this, this, and this, and this," I'm like, okay, that's great, but you do realize your nervous system is actually your brain, right?
Yeah,
The,
yeah,
so it's that part. Like your nervous system is the very neurons that you're trying to reprogram and rewire.
yeah, yeah.
It's the neurochemicals that's in your body, the electrical circuits, the dopamine, the serotonin, the endorphins, like all of that is your brain.
I saw a comment of Paris Taylor about let me see, what did you say? When my dad passed in 2018, I became more on top. I actually had the same. My father passed away in 2015. I think that was also a big catalyst for my awakening because you get confronted with death and it makes you question things about life. And also what you said, Shayla, like asking the deeper questions, that's really the thing that expands your consciousness because you're not taking everything just as we've been programmed to.
Yeah, definitely asking questions, like the deeper questions, like, oh, okay, well, why is this the way that it
Yeah.
is? But it's
Start
like that
thinking for
critical,
yourself. Yeah.
it's that critical thinking skills that people think
Hmm.
that don't stand a place in like the spirituality because it's like, oh yeah, we're creating our own individual realities, but we're creating our individual realities while simultaneously having the collective
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
So that questioning part is key because then how does change actually occur if you're not actually questioning?
Hmm.
If we understand the biology, it can't hinder us to help us clock it, clock it, clock it. To understand biology is to understand manifesting. What is what is a big component do you think in redirecting and expanding ourselves outside of just what we're told?
Mm. In what context do you mean? What we're told?
I mean, because I think in the context of stories in history,
Hmm.
what do you think helps to expand ourselves outside of just the normal of what we're always used to?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's deprogramming. So questioning the belief systems you've been operating in, not taking everything as if it has to be the truth. reality is more flexible than we think. So it's letting go of thinking there's only one truth.
Hmm.
And from that space, we can allow ourselves to manifest into different directions, I guess.
Yeah. Because a person could, we can all be in the same, collectively, we're in, yeah, we're experiencing stuff. But I think when you break out of the programming, you start to realize that a person could, two people can be in the same reality, but then have two different polar opposite scenarios happening.
Yeah, for real.
And that part gets trippy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real.
That
All about
perception.
perception.
I feel like we're in our own parrot. And you know what?
Yeah, we are.
We really are.
And
Like,
yeah, and then the collective consciousness is just the manifestation of all the individuals. That's why I highly believe in if you start to transform the self, that will create the ripple effect on the collective. The love one, yeah, that's really nice, the love one.
I don't know about much about the law of one.
I'm also diving a bit more into it. And I think it's really interesting. I've been working with Danny. I think you might know him.
Yeah, I know Danny.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I really like the extra layer that he adds on. So in law of assumption, it's like everyone is me pushed out, right? So from the way that I observe people, that's how they will manifest in my reality. But at the same time, they are also an extension of source, just like we are. And it's also very powerful to acknowledge and recognize the creator in other, because from that lens you can also see the highest version of them, seeing them manifest in higher timelines. And I think that's a different level of manifestation when you there's a level where you can focus on your personal needs. I want to manifest this, that, blah blah blah. But it becomes way more interesting if you also see how can I manifest the highest versions of others, because they
Hmm.
are just another me.
You know what? That is valid. You know, that, I think there's so much that goes into it. And I feel like maybe I was doing this entire time without realizing it and knowing what that was.
Nice.
Because I always want, and it's also probably because I'm very much a big dreamer to that
Hmm.
regard. Like I'm always the one that's like, I would rather choose to stay like positive about stuff and see the good in people than seeing the bad. But I've been like this since I was a kid.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Like I've always been like that since I was a kid, to the point where I'm like, this is like, yes, I see the wrong, but people are like, well, you have to get out of that bubble. I'm like, no. like
I'm not gonna do that. And I
like
also feel that's a difference when some people are more anchored in their heart, right? So then you naturally feel more the interconnectedness of all things. Some people are so completely cut off of it, so they operate just in the ego and self and separations. That's most people on earth.
yeah. And I even think that translates to when you are even with like, because most of us, when we find out about manifesting or the law of assumption, most of us, we find out about it because of we end up going on the SP journey, and we don't realize just how much of the SP journey, the specific person journey, how much that's actually really just a journey back to you.
Back to self. Yeah, for me, I never went into love assumption because of SP, because I used to see a lot of SP videos, but I never really resonated with it because the idea of wanting to manifest someone, it felt wrong to me. I don't know why. But then I started to dive deeper into it. But for me, the I had like the concept of the twin flame journey that was my trigger to coming back home.
Yeah.
It's also an interesting rabbit hole to dive into.
It's definitely an interesting rabbit hole. I know for me, I for me, I was manifesting at one point, and this is just somebody I even before I found out about law of assumption,
Yeah.
was the person who would manifest my exes back. Even
Yeah.
before knowing about manifesting an SP was a trend, I was doing it unconsciously even
Mm.
before. And I manifested pretty much all of my exes back except for one.
Ah, so that's when you got into SP manifestation.
And that was the one that I got into. That was the ex that I want to say I found Law of Assumption from. But if I'm being honest, if I didn't go on the journey of finding law of assumption, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at now. So on the one
Yeah.
hand, yes, I was manifesting him, and I stopped manifesting him. But I stopped manifesting him in like 2023.
Hmm.
I wouldn't be where I'm at now because where I'm at now is a completely different um, environment. Like I'm not in New York anymore. I'm not depressed. I'm
Nice.
not anxious. I'm the person who I'm connected with now as an SP, he kind of triggered the parts of me that I thought what I was fixing with the affirmations, but internally I
Mm.
was like, oh, I didn't actually really fix this. And so it kind of, it's how, thank you for the crystal rose, by the way. Seeing both transitions and then seeing where I'm at now and then like the journey that it's been as like okay yeah if I didn't go through this I wouldn't be here, wouldn't
Yeah,
be in
yeah.
Texas, like there's just so many things that I wouldn't have.
Yeah, it was a very big indicator of your whole personal transformation. And I think that people can trigger these transformations in the best way. It's hard for the ego, but it's so worth it.
It was definitely not easy. Like my ego was like, but I want this and
Yeah.
this.
I want this outside of myself.
But now I'm
I
like,
can only be happy if I can get this.
but now it's like now I see that I'm like, no, that had to happen.
Yeah.
Like it had to happen. The synchronicities they are just as important as the journey is as important as it was if I didn't go through it. Because
Hmm.
would I have if I didn't go through it, I probably would have stayed the same and I probably would have been miserable. So it's just we don't get to decide the how or the when we get our manifestations.
No, we're not always ready to receive it.
Yeah. We don't get to control we don't get to control it as much as we think that we get to control it just by using our imaginations. Like, yeah, we have it, but we don't really get to control the how or the when.
I think the shift in that is to actually, if you really feel internally that you already have it, like really recognizing who you are, that you really are an extension of source, that you are the awareness behind it all. If you really tap into that, then it wouldn't even matter when it will manifest. That's also what neuro knowledge says a lot. I don't know the specific quote that he says, but manifesting is when you know that you already have it without being dependent on the external reality.
Mm,
So if you still are waiting for when it is manifesting, when you're still looking to the physical reality, the 3D, the illusion, that means that you still haven't claimed that within yourself. You're still in that lack within.
yep.
So it shouldn't even matter when it will manifest.
No, because even like there were moments where I've had manifestations where I didn't know when I was gonna get it or how I was gonna get it. Even when I was manifesting my old SP, there were times where me
Yeah.
and him would go no contact, and randomly I had him blocked on everything. He found a way to message me.
Absolutely.
So they
Like
find
I had
sense.
I had whole my whole reality like shift in weird ways just to align with my inner state. And that was only because I made the decision internally, like this is just how it's gonna be. I don't care how. I know that quantum reality, different timelines already exist. I'm just now in this different reality, and it's crazy how fast things can happen then. Like
Things
just
have a weird
deciding, letting go of
way.
the how, letting go of the control, just know it's done.
That part. Things have a weird way of rearranging itself. I have seen
Yeah.
things rearrange itself that I'm like, how?
Yeah, life really feels like a miracle when things like that happen, but you knew damn well that you were the person creating it.
Yeah, it's like really, and it's like now that I'm in this position where I'm in now, where I'm like I'm getting recentered and getting realigned, because
Mhm.
the difference between how I'm manifesting now versus how I was manifesting living in New York is my baseline in New York was manifesting through chaos and dysfunction.
Ah,
So that's literally all I knew is either going out and doing like ship deliveries to like make money and like make money working like 2 to 3 jobs and
yeah.
being in school. I was going back and forth between Massachusetts and New York, um, because my school was in Massachusetts.
So you were like manifesting chaotically because you were very dysregulated in some
I was
way.
super dysregulated.
Yeah.
I was so dysregulated that I didn't want to regulate. And I didn't
Yeah.
realize how dysregulated I was until I got to Houston.
Yeah.
I was
Then
like,
you come into stillness.
I was like, wait a minute, how the hell am I like? Because when you're used to the doing and the I was taking 5 to 6 classes a semester. I was listening
Yeah.
to the
You get on
affirmations and
autopilot.
the subliminals and all of this.
Mm.
When everybody, and do I still listen to the subliminals and the affirmations at night? Yeah, I do, but
I
I
do.
don't do it as much. I find myself doing it less than what I was doing it when I was there. And when I was there, I was realizing I was doing it to get something and to bypass the fact that I didn't want to regulate. And I didn't
Yeah.
know how to
I see.
regulate.
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't know how to
That's
regulate
yeah.
myself.
That's the interesting thing because you have this knowledge, as an example, the law of assumption, and someone can um, s- explain that knowledge to two different people, but the
Mhm.
person that is in the survival mode will um, interpret the knowledge in a completely different way than a person that is at a expanded level of consciousness. So they will apply it in different ways. And that's also the interesting about the Bible, I think, because Neville speaks about phrases from the Bible and stuff. And I really feel like you can look at the Bible from a low level of consciousness, and then it will manifest in ways of control, hierarchy, structure, very 3D way of reading it. But you can
Yes.
also read the Bible or other scriptures from a Christ level of consciousness, and
Hmm.
then you will interpret it more from the heart and like a different way. And there will be like a reality where you apply it for more flow and align manifesting instead of the rigid structure and stuff. So that's so interesting. Like you never can say a person will hear the message when they are ready to hear it,
Yeah.
when their level of consciousness is ready to really perceive it.
Yeah, that because even with like knowing what I know, like and knowing what I know and learning and doing the research, like I understood, okay, yeah, nervous system regulation is helpful. I get it, but I can't I was struggling with the EFT tapping and the
Mm,
breath techniques like the Wim Hof one. I was like, I can't sit still. Like something is not it's not clicking. Like and so I was still finding the stored up. I think my body was so much in that dysregulation that
yeah.
even though I think that I knew that I was dysregulated when I started waking up with chronic pressure in the front of my forehead.
Oh shit, yeah.
And I have, really bad migraine. So I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm living through this. Like, yeah, I'm manifesting things. I'm simultaneously manifesting, and I understand, okay, yeah, I can manifest what I want through the chaos, but
Mm.
do you really want to manifest through the chaos? And now, since everything that I know from me living in New York has been stripped away from me, being
Hmm.
here, I don't have the hustle and bustle. I don't have the constant
Yeah.
hearing fire alarms and like all of the noise, overstimulation, the going back
Yes,
and
maybe if you're more a sensitive person, then it can be very dysregulating to be in
yeah.
an environment like that.
And I didn't realize it. And I'm like, during the summer, I took a qigong. I was taking my summer course was a qigong course, and I was like, "Oh, I like this," because I'm moving the energy in my body, but I still was like, "Okay, it's not clicking. Something's not clicking." But practicing qigong on my vibration plate,
Mm. It
I
worked.
don't know.
Yeah,
This
so nice.
thing has just been. I'm on day 3 of using it.
Yeah,
No brain fog. No brain, like the pressure in the front of my forehead, gone. Best sleep ever.
yeah,
Like I can feel myself in my body. Like I can
beautiful.
feel myself in my body versus me just being slowly just in my head all day.
Yeah, I actually had the same in 2020. That was in the midst of my spiritual awakening, and I made a leap in my life. So I quit my studies. I broke up with my ex because I realized, okay, the life that I'm living right now is not aligned, so I gotta let go. But then I started working full time at a customer service, and I was very overstimulated there because everyone was calling the whole day. You get very angry clients. And I was in a very sensitive phase of my awakening. So I also couldn't eat meat. I couldn't drink alcohol. I couldn't eat processed food. Everything in my system was so sensitive because I was going through a huge purging phase in my life. But I also got a heavy anxiety in these days. So I woke up having panic attacks. I was just not grounded. And I know I remember I went to the doctor to get some help because I thought I really need therapy because I don't know how to get control over this shit. I can't even show up to work because I have panic attacks. And it manifested in the shittiest way, like not having a stable home. Like that's so bad when you're not grounded that you can't really ground in your physical reality. But then the doctor, he told me to do more mindfulness and things like that. And I'm actually very grateful that he didn't put me on medication or send me to someone that would treat my anxiety or depression, because then I went looking for the solution myself, and then I went to a yoga class for the first time, and that's what made the shift for me. That's when I got rid of my anxiety, because you get to practice this mind body connection, and that's when you can learn to become more of the observer, and also choose where you send your attention towards. And I remember that I had one evening and I had heavy anxiety. I couldn't sleep. So I went to the balcony to smoke a cigarette and then I went back in bed and I started writing everything that I was thinking because I didn't know what to do. So I was like, okay, better write it down. And then the next morning I read it again and I realized, wow, how did these thoughts seem so real last night? Because I don't resonate with them anymore. And that's when I had such a shift that I realized I am not my thoughts. I don't have to take them so serious anymore. And that's when I never really had anxiety anymore. That's how I just transcended it.
Mm, that's so powerful. Like that is so stinking powerful because you really
Yeah.
are not. You're like you really aren't your thoughts. Like,
No. They can seem so real. Your ego really wants to pull you into the story to it's trying to keep you safe. It's trying to keep you in the old identity because that I talked about it with a client today in the coaching. It's like the ego is an entity, and you keep feeding it and you keep it alive by putting your attention on it.
mm,
So when you shift your attention to something else because you're ready to expand, it will try to pull you back because it doesn't want to die. It wants its nourishment, your attention, to stay alive. So it's literally an ego death if you shift, if you expand out of your old self. So it's not a beautiful process.
No, no, it's definitely not a beautiful process. I mean, I definitely think I probably have one or two, maybe three simultaneously intense cry sessions throughout the week. But it
Like still or in the past?
still, it's because I'm getting
Yeah?
used to this. Like, I'm not used to, like,
Mm.
I'm
Yeah,
not
you're really
used to
tackling
this.
the ego. Yeah.
Like, I want to go out and go make money, and I have to remind myself. I'm like, no, if we want different, if what I'm manifesting is like making 20K a day and being chill, I'm not
Hmm.
gonna. What is the version of me doing that I wasn't doing before to make money? Like, would I be stressed out about making money? Would I be stressed out about my bills? Would I be stressed out about, the fact that I don't have furniture? Like, I'm stripped away. I only have like a TV and an air mattress. That's like everything that
Yeah.
I'm used to.
Hmm.
I'm not used to. Like, I don't have that as my clutch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's what kept you safe and comfortable. This is what you know.
Yeah. So I have to learn new ways of being, new ways of new ways
Yeah.
of being, new ways of okay,
Really
well,
rewriting your story from the inside out. It's really powerful though.
yeah, and
Because
it's
also the other life, it was not built on a foundation that was steady. It was not based on, it was not sustainable
it
to
wasn't,
keep building on that foundation that was built on chaos. It had to crumble eventually. So
and it definitely crumbled when I got here because it's just like, oh yeah, but this is because it's like when we don't talk about it enough. Like, we don't talk about the difference between manifesting through chaos versus manifesting
mhm.
through peace. It's like, okay, we hear from people, oh, just affirm through it, just affirm through it, and it's like, okay, that's great, but do you really want to sit there dealing with chaos? Like,
I
it's not
never did
normal.
the affirming stuff. It didn't really resonate with me. Because also I realized that it's not about the techniques. It's about the thing that will manifest your desire is if you can shift your state of consciousness. So if
Hmm.
affirmations can help you shift your state, then go do it. Allow yourself to indulge in that state. And if saying an affirmation gets you there, go for it. But it can be as simple as making the decision to shift your state right now,
Yeah.
and then it will manifest. And that's indeed like when you're in the consciousness of doing survival, then okay, I'll keep repeating the affirmations, I'll do whatever I have to do to
Yeah.
manifest this. But it's the other way around. It's about more of becoming instead of doing. But yeah, that's so hard. The ego is so used to the doing program because that's how it was learned that it gets what it wants, because we have a lot of proof that the doing works.
So much proof that the doing works. So much
Yeah.
proof.
That's why I also tell my clients, if they want to manifest something, start with building small success stories with manifestation, because you gotta build way more proof that moving through the quantum field also works. Just as knowing that living linearly also works, you want to build that proof in the quantum field.
We created
Like
the
the first time when you're consciously manifesting, it's purely faith because you don't have proof, right? That it works. But if you did it the first time, just build on that and do it again and again and again.
that part. That part. You can keep doing it over and over and over again. Funny story. So Kara said we created the proof, right? So funny story. Um,
Yeah.
I my the SP that I'm currently manifesting. I have been subconsciously saying that this man is my ego, my not my ego, my mirror. Like, he's
Yeah.
like the male
Beautiful.
version of me, and I'm the female
Mm.
version of him. Once I
Yeah, yeah.
strip down all of my egoic cares and concerns and worries and just allow myself to truly just be. Um, but it's a work in progress. I don't try to rush myself. Um,
Hmm.
I had funny enough, I was on the phone with one of my other manifesting friends one day, and I was watching my SP story, and I was like, I think me and him have the same car. Without even having any reference, without even having any proof of that, I was like, I think me and him
Yeah.
have the same freaking car.
Yeah, you just created that.
And I kid you not. I didn't have like because I just saw a picture of the dashboard, like the picture of his dashboard on his story,
Hmm.
and I was like, no, I think he has the same car. Like I don't. I'm like I just see the dashboard. Now my kick, my Nissan kick, it's very. It's the SR. It's in yellow. I call her Bumblebee. She's a female version of Bumblebee. Great. I had a conversation with my SP sometime last month. We have the same. We had the same car.
Crazy. You created that.
I was like, wait, we had the same car? Like, what you
Yeah.
mean we had the same car? Like, I had no proof whatsoever. And when he told me that, I was like, I pretty much like almost peed myself because I was like, wait a minute,
How is this possible? Yeah.
what you mean? He had the lower trim version of my car.
Yeah, that's insane.
I was like, I had no evidence, had no proof whatsoever, and I just went with it. Like I just literally went with it. And then when I got that
Yeah,
confirmation, I
your
was like,
conviction was so strong that you had the same car that you created the reality where you had the same car.
yeah, I was like, it's just the only difference is the trim levels.
And probably like with the conviction that you have the same car, you didn't have any attachment to the
I
outcome
had
of
no
it being
question.
true, so that's why it easily manifests.
I had no attachment because then it's like when you think about it, it's like I manifested that car before knowing he had the same car as me,
Yeah,
and but
yeah.
I still assumed that we had the same car without ever. And I was just like, okay, okay,
Okay.
this is good.
Funny.
Well, I'm like, all right,
That's also what I've also been saying, and it's not that I mastered this, but I always say manifesting 1 million is actually the same as manifesting €1 or dollars. I don't know where you guys are. It's actually the same, but the thing is with the 1 million is that our ego kicks in. We get a lot of stories that why it's not possible, but it's actually the same quantum shift, right? But we have a lot of attachments or um, feelings about the 1 million, and that makes it harder. But it's actually the same thing you do. You just shift your state of consciousness to where you want to go.
yeah. It's literally the same. Like I'm noticing, it's everything is the same thing. It's just a matter of just the stories that we keep telling ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah, or like identifying with the stories. That's the problem. It's okay if the stories are there, but we shouldn't get caught up in it.
Yeah, and I think that's it. It, I even think that even with like everything that's going on currently and what everybody's all stressed out about, like everyone's out here being all stressed out about the, you know, not getting their food stamps and all of that. I'm just like, I'm just sitting here, just so cool, calm, and collected. I'm not even worried.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds so, and it sounds so messed up to say it, but it's like they want you to be worried.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's energy harvesting 101. It's
Mm-hmm.
easier for you to be worried and put you in a state of worry and lack than it is if you just
Mm-hmm.
stay cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah.
But nobody's
That's nice if you recognize the program instead of getting caught up in it.
yeah, because it's
And
easy to get caught up in
it's
it.
yeah, but it's also it's easy to be at peace when everything is going well in your life, but can you still remain in that state when negative things are happening externally? That's the whole practice.
They're definitely, yeah, they are definitely harvesting. They are harvesting energy. Like it's so obvious that it's not even obvious at the same time. I think that when you get to that point of just being like, okay, yeah, let's just be at peace. Let's just be cool, calm, and collected, and then we're all like, the world will be at peace. Hold up. But yeah, that's you gotta be calm. It's better to be calm than it is to be stressed out. Have a level of being at peace and presence. What is your
Yeah.
take on what is your take on manifesting instantly?
Yeah, I know that when you shift your state of consciousness, it's already done. It's already done. And of course, it takes some time for physical reality to line up because it's just denser than the spiritual lane. But I definitely do believe in it. I also had moments where I manifested things instantly. It was insane. But if you know that it's done internally, it doesn't matter when it when it externalizes. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
I also noticed that's the interesting thing with the whole SP manifesting love assumption thing. I think why I never really resonated with the whole manifesting SP love assumption community is because it's all about manifesting short-term things. So it's actually manifesting out of reactivity. So, okay, I'm blocked. Okay, I gotta manifest that he's saying sorry. Okay, I manifested that he called me and he said sorry and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of also manifesting from ego.
Mm.
But and it's possible, it works. You can manifest instantly short term in that way. You can bend reality in that way by shifting internally, but it's so much better to just work on your just on peeling the layers of, like, if you manifest the message from him immediately as an example, or her, it's only just a layer that is distracting you from not feeling stable enough in yourself, right? So you need him to do this to feel better. um so it's also, you can manifest in the short delay gratification, in the short-term gratification. But it's way more interesting to, who do I want to become and what type of person do I want to interact in because of the vibration that I'm operating at now. Because I released certain narratives and layers of the ego. I dissolved these programs. Is way more sustainable to manifest in the, like, go to the end instead of manifesting a text message.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Live
think
in the
it's
end.
way more sustainable to manifest from the end. Do I manifest? I was manifesting in steps. At least when it came to my move, I was manifesting in steps.
I've also done it, and it's there's not a problem with it.
Like I knew what my end was, but definitely when I broke down the end to
I think that
simple
manifesting in
goals.
steps is actually very powerful. They also talk about it in reality transurfing. I'm actually having the book here right now. I
I
don't know
need to
if you
get
know
that
it.
book.
It's so big.
That's as big as the
Ooh.
Myth of Normal book that I have.
Yeah, it's really interesting if you like esoterics. But in the book, he actually explained what's the best way to manifest and like visualize. And he explained that what most people do wrong or does not work in their benefit is that they have their end goal in mind. So, as an example, I want to have a Lamborghini and live in this house. Very ego based, but as an example. And then they keep visualizing that picture. But he explained that, okay, that is actually you can see it as a mountain. So, that manifestation, you can see it as the top of the mountain. But what's the best thing to do if you want to get there as fast as possible is to break it down. Like realize that you're still here and visualize the next step on the mountain. And then when you are there, then go to the next step, then go to the next step. So it's actually very powerful to visualize and manifest in that way, because then you can just grow progressively instead of making a very big quantum leap, because that can really upset your nervous system. And some people don't know how to deal with that. Because it is still possible, but your ego, your nervous system will have a big fight with you. So you have to work with a lot of resistance in a short period. So that's a very powerful way to manifest. I did it also in both of my businesses, and they grew progressively. So it's actually very nice to go in that way. But I think the difference is when you start manifesting out of reactivity mode. Okay, external reality is showing this. Okay, I want the opposite, so I'm going to react to that and manifest the opposite. And then you keep in this, you stay in this repetitive loop of reacting.
Yeah. And it's not, I don't think manifesting should have ever been taught from a reactive place. I think
No,
it should be more taught from responding and
creating.
creating versus the reactivity part of it. And I think
Yeah,
but I think that I think that's what happens when most of the community is manifesting from their ego as opposed to this
yeah,
grounded way of thinking and being. Everybody has their own way of when the information is going to find them, and
absolutely.
it's gonna hit them.
There's also not wrong with it, like manifesting from the ego, because they're all different levels of consciousness, and there's not, the higher is not better,
Yeah,
but it, you will realize eventually that it's not going to fulfill you.
yeah. Like
But
it's
then
time
that's
to
their way
shift.
to come to that realization.
It's definitely like realizing that I mean, I know for me, I think I had to like let go of that want of like being or wanting to manifest instantly because I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore because this is creates too much anxiety. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
this
can
isn't
imagine.
fun. Like
Yeah.
because when you start to learn, because then you hear the content of, oh well, if it hasn't manifested it, you're doing something wrong, and you're putting a time frame on it, and you're getting anxious, and you're worried. You start doing the complete opposite about worrying about time versus just being present. And it's like, yeah, this isn't fun. I don't want to do this no more. So I just stopped trying to manifest instantly just because it's like, yeah. Because then when you realize that while manifesting instantly really is, it's just perception, time. And time is a perception.
Yeah,
Going back to what we were saying earlier, what is time? Time is a perception, but to understand time is to understand perception, neuroception to your nervous system. It's layering all these different pieces and just integrating everything because everything is one versus everything being separate.
exactly. And that's the thing. What I also noticed in myself when I wanted to make big quantum jumps is when I made those leaps, that my nervous system, my ego, my thoughts really kept fighting that whole shift. And if you're not aware enough in these moments, you get pulled back right into your past self, your past reality. You
Mm-hmm.
won't make that leap. So the backlash is going to be really hard. So only if you can be aware during these quantum leaps, breathe through everything, like observing your nervous system flipping out, just feeling it, releasing it, that's when you're able to transcend it. But most people will go unconscious again and then be pulled in the old program. And that's when you can't materialize your quantum leap.
I know that all too well.
Yeah, I also did it like two, three times. I made big leaps. I was not ready, but I learned a lot through that process. So I had to go through it to be where I am now.
Yeah. You learn a lot when you get through those processes. You can learn after, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, it's easy to like understand the knowledge, like talking about it right now, but can you apply it in the moment that your nervous system is reacting? That's what makes a difference.
That's
We can
amazing.
keep reading the spiritual books, but if you don't apply it, nothing will change.
Yeah, and knowing yourself enough to know, like, okay, you've tried this, and you've tried this, you've tried this. Like, sometimes, like, you don't realize how ingrained the stress and the trauma and the tension is stored so much in your body that sometimes it might need a little bit more than just doing the qigong or doing sitting meditations or walking meditations. Sometimes you need to shake it out of your system.
For real, yeah.
And I didn't realize how powerful doing the shaking. I genuinely did not realize how powerful shaking was until getting on that vibration plate. Because I was like, I was
Nice.
watching like a couple of videos where they were like, the somatic therapy and the integrating the body and how
Hmm.
they were using it to release up the stored tension in your body because the body does tend to keep the score. And I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work because I've tried all these other things. I've been doing the qigong and whatever. I did the reiki. I did cupping therapy. Yes, it worked, but I don't really know if this is gonna work. Yeah. I take it back. I take it back. The vibration is definitely a very powerful somatic way of healing the body
Hmm.
and really putting yourself back into your body, especially when you're so used to living in your head.
Yeah.
Like, it helps you to just get back into your
Yeah,
body.
exactly. And becoming more aware and being in your body. Yeah, really grounding, grounding yourself again.
Yes, grounding. Like, so, like, I felt
And
like the
that's,
first day I used it, I felt like I was floating.
yeah, no, that's probably um one of the biggest way that people hold themselves back in the spiritual community is the whole spiritual bypassing part where they end up living in their head and not being grounded because they actually reject their human part.
Yeah. We don't
But
realize how much
you gotta integrate, you gotta surrender, you gotta embrace the lower, denser levels of consciousness to transcend them. But be here, be here now. That's the most enlightened thing that you can do. Be
yes,
here, be present, be in your body, be aware,
root chakra.
instead of talking about the aliens and things like that.
Yeah, your root chakra. You gotta balance out and ground your
Root,
root
yeah.
chakra.
That's where it all starts. We can start thinking about the third eye, but start with your root first.
Yeah. I don't think like, I don't think because it's like, oh yeah, well, this is root chakra and we're creating our own assumptions and we're creating, but it's the chakras were here before law of assumption. Like, this was from before, like, this is
Yeah. That's
centuries
where it all
ago.
starts, yeah.
Go back
With
to the
yeah. Yeah.
root chakra.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because to understand manifesting is to understand the energetic part of it. Like, when you understand the energetic part of it, you understand that all we're going back to what you were saying earlier. We're not our thoughts. Hey, Lucy. Like, we're really just energetic beings. Like, having
Hmm.
a human experience. So when you compare the get your energy balance, it gets so much easier.
Yeah, for real, absolutely.
I miss you, Lucy. Yeah, I love having these conversations.
Could talk about this all day long.
No, seriously, you can seriously talk about this all day long.
Yeah.
I'm good. We were just talking about, ego and manifesting and nervous system and energy and all that good stuff.
Do you guys have questions maybe or topics?
Any questions? I'm not actively manifesting anyone at the moment until I have a clear head. You know what?
Yeah, like a specific person then. But you're always manifesting though, whether you do it consciously or not.
Yeah.
I still don't know how I feel about manifesting a specific person. Sometimes I feel like it's better to just have an idea of what you desire in someone and let God fill in who's that gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, I was so hell bent on having my old SP that I was manifesting him. I think I was manifesting him more from ego than I was from
That's
actually.
mostly with SPs.
Like I do feel like I was manifesting him from ego, and but I do think that if I wasn't trying to manifest him, I wouldn't be
Where
I
you are now,
would
yeah.
where I'm at now. So I can't really say anything, and I think that's. I'm not saying that nobody can't manifest an SP. Um,
Definitely can.
like, because you definitely can manifest from your SP. I think it's acknowledging where you're at and how you were manifesting it from. Like Lucy just said, she realizes she was manifesting from loneliness as opposed to manifesting being in abundance.
Mm,
Because I
yeah.
think that's where most people are manifesting from. They're manifesting
Yeah.
loneliness than they are actually being from love and being.
But that's why it's such a beautiful journey because in order to materialize that manifestation, right? Something externally, you have to realize, you have to come to the state that you already have it within, right? So in that way, it is journey back to the self, and the byproduct is the manifestation of the person.
Yeah, it really is that journey back to it's really that journey back to self. Like letting go of the time, then the pressure from time.
Yeah. I also was thinking you were saying at the beginning of the life about what was it again? Yeah, that you manifested all your exes back, right? Except for one. And then you went into love assumption. And I think it's so funny because I remember when I was younger, I used to manifest, like, if I liked someone, I would always manifest a relationship immediately with the person. But I didn't know about manifesting, like I was 12 or something. But I don't know, it just went, I had no resistance to manifesting people, relationships, people liking me. But since I started learning about manifestation and the law, it made it more complicated and I started to overthink things and I made it harder actually. So that's funny that sometimes knowing more is not always better.
Yeah. And I think the only reason why I would lose, because I would manifest them back, but then I would lose them. And then the only reason why I lost them is because I genuinely didn't actually work on myself to actually sustain and to actually hold real transformation. Because
But
I,
is that not a limiting belief?
at the time, I didn't know about like the limiting beliefs, but to me, was just like how to me, I would get them back, but the relationship always, like, it always ended horrible. And I think after the last
Mm,
one, like, after the last one and me trying to manifest him, I had and seeing where the relationship went, I was like, okay, maybe I need to like take a look in the mirror if my relationships
yeah,
are starting and ending the same way and I'm getting them back, but
yeah, then it's definitely you.
that's when I need to like look in the mirror. And
Yeah,
on the one
that's a
hand,
hard
I was
one.
saying, like, on the one hand, I was doing the affirmations and I was saying, oh, yeah, I'm chosen, I'm this, I'm that. But I really didn't believe, there was that part of me where wasn't really believing it and realizing that I was manifesting with the affirmations as a cover up because I wasn't actually doing
Mm.
the real the real work. I wasn't actually
Yeah,
doing.
because I think so it's nice that you could easily manifest the connection, but what happened in the connection is that your old programs, your old beliefs, thoughts, assumptions from your past start to come up again, but you were not aware of them, so they would be manifested in the connection.
That's what happened with my with my new SP was he was starting to get all of my core wounds that I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna sweep them underneath the rug with the affirmations and not have to
I
really
don't want to
do.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, nope, nope. He definitely. I definitely learned. I was
That's
like,
also what neuro knowledge says, that you can't outsmart your frequency.
mm-hmm.
It will be manifested, so you can lie to yourself, but your frequency will tell where you're at.
Yeah, and I said that to my like I recently said that to my SD. I told him I said, look, I apologize for where I was at and how I handled things because I realized that I was manifesting from a place of chaos and what I and
Yeah.
trying to control and my lack me wanting to control was me trying to feel safe with uncertainty because I was dealing with he was like long distance. I wasn't sure why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. The feelings that I had for him, I was like, why do I feel some so strong feelings for somebody that I've never met before? Like I didn't understand it, and I was
But
like,
what's
oh,
nice to affirm then is he's manifesting me. That's why I have all these feelings. Flip it.
that's actually like I be really feeling like that. I'm like, are you
Yeah, it's
manifesting
possible.
me? Because
Thought transmission is real.
I be feeling like that. I'm like, why can't like I don't get this. But then at the same time, I'm like, oh, okay, I do get it because there's this. Without me having to go through these things, I wouldn't be aware of what I'm aware of now. And
Yeah,
I told him I was like, I genuinely apologize. Like I realized where I was at. I realized where I was wrong, and
yeah,
I owe you an apology because this is that wasn't I was out of my character.
yeah. How did he react?
We both agreed that we were going to start over and press the
Oh, that's nice.
replay button.
Oh,
So
by the way, I see a comment of Lucy. She's saying, um,
I was going to ask, what are your thoughts on
oh, think my fear is losing it. I feel safer in wanting than having. I really resonate with that one because I lost my father and I had this fear of abandonment because of that. So it's actually safer to not get it. So stay stuck in the having because then your ego doesn't really get vulnerable because then it can't lose it.
Mm.
But that's also just the ego program. What are your thoughts on thought transmission? It works so good. I did it and things manifested instantly. It's crazy. But it depends on how you go about it, I think, because you can also see thought transmission in as a way of separation, but it's actually you perceiving the other person through a lens that you desire. So you choose how the person shows up in your consciousness, right? In your awareness. And you
Mm-hmm.
can use thought transmission to give it a good. For me, it really helps to get to a place where you're deeply connected, where all the ego stories fall away. And from that place, I do thought transmission. So really from love one, actually.
That's a really good place to be at. I think there was one point where I was extremely um, edibles, very well, for lack of better terminology of not knowing how to say it. I was like the sky on edibles, and I sat with my ex SP. I was sitting down, like he was upstairs talking to some construction guy, and I was downstairs. And I was like, I want to go upstairs. And I kept on going back and forth. And I was like, I should just go upstairs and ask him for something to do. I want something to do, but I don't feel like going upstairs to go ask him for something to do. And I was going back and forth with that for like 5 minutes about getting something to do. So much so that he came downstairs and was like, I got a job for you. And I was like, the hell? Where the hell did you come from? Like, how the hell did you just came? I'm like, wait a minute. was not ready for this. Like, get out of my head. Because it caught me off, it caught me off guard because I was like, I was just sitting here downstairs going back and forth about wanting something to do and going upstairs to ask you for something to do, so much so that you came downstairs to give me something to do.
That's
Okay.
so funny. Yeah.
So I could see, like, I see the thought transmission really does work.
Yeah. Telep what is it in English? In Dutch is telepathy. It's really a thing. Telepathy. No, I don't know.
Yeah, telepathy, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
real thing. They
Oh,
study that in
telepathy.
parapsychology.
Yeah?
Parapsychology is like the study of like all of the telepathy and telekinesis and the all of the different types of parapsychology, near death experiences, and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
So I love
Yeah.
learning about that stuff.
No, but that transmission really works, but also the other way around. If you keep thinking that that's someone else, if you think about it in negative lens, it will also manifest.
Hmm.
So that's why it's also to be really good to be aware of how in which lens do you perceive people.
Yeah, it's really, you have to really be careful with how you perceive the world and see people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that we
Yeah.
get like, but this is where I think mindfulness goes hand in hand, like being more mindful, being more present and aware of what you're thinking so that you don't fight with what you're thinking and just let it be.
Yeah.
There's a, I think, I don't know if it's in my was in my consciousness textbook. I think it was in my consciousness textbook. Let it be, let it through, let it go.
Yeah, exactly. I also read the book Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender, David Hawkins. Do you know it?
Mm-hmm.
It's about the map of consciousness. Also, just accept, surrender, let go. That's how you transcend.
I love that.
Observe it, accept it, surrender, let go, instead of trying to fight it.
I love, I think I did a post like a while back on I did a post a while back about the map of consciousness, and I was
Hmm.
using it as a reference, like using it as a reference point to explaining anger and manifestation and being the chaos
Oh,
part of manifesting. Because okay, yes, you can manifest through anger, you can manifest through the chaos, but the
yeah.
question still remains: is do we want to? like,
No, you don't.
like, should we? Or is this like paying attention to the state in which you are manifesting from?
Hmm.
I think is the most powerful way of transcending circumstances as
Yeah.
opposed to any technique.
Yeah,
Because
so it's more interesting to become aware of which state am I, which level of consciousness am I right now, because you are always manifesting, whether you're at a high vibration or a low vibration. So if you're constantly in fear, you can know you're manifesting more fear.
yeah, and but it's also when we feel like even with the state in which I'm at, which is being cool, calm, and collected, even with me being calm, like even with me being this calm, I'm like, this is new. This I'm not used to this because for so long I was in that constant like feeling of mental fatigue and all of that
Hmm.
mental fatigue that was in my head and all of that energy and me not feeling like that during the day and having this energy and being able to talk more clear, being able to not be so depleted and energetically. I'm like, give me more of this. Where do I sign up? Like, I want to feel like this on a regular basis. I am aware
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my good days and my bad days, but to be on like this and it hasn't even been a week, I'm like, yeah, I can deal with feeling like this versus feeling brain fog all day.
Yeah, and that's also like keep putting your attention and focus on this feeling,
Because if
and
it's
then it will grow. You will manifest more of it.
It feels
Shift your
good.
awareness away from the narrative that isn't serving you, the pain, the fear, whatever.
Yeah. It feels good to feel calm. It feels good to feel like
Yes,
this.
keep affirming.
Like it feels so good. Like it feels so good. Like being able to be at this point is it's like, yeah, this is what I've been wanting for the past 3 or 4 years. Like this
hmm
feels good. Brain fog and brain fatigue does not feel good. Okay? That does not feel good.
No, I can imagine. I can imagine.
Having that on a regular, consistent basis, and then trying, you're taking your supplements, you're drinking your water, you're doing like these things, and then it's like it seems like nothing you're doing was working at the time. It's like, okay, what am I
Mhm.
doing? Like it was really like it got to a point where it's just like, yeah, something has to give.
Yeah. Oh, this is also an interesting topic. Permission slips. Do you know about it? It's
What?
fun. Okay. Do you know Bashar?
I do know Bashar, but I don't know about
He's
this.
nice, right? He's really
I
nice
love
to watch. But
Bashar.
he talks about permission slips. So it's the idea of, as an example, to heal yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The basis of really healing yourself is just shift your state of consciousness to your healed self, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why affirmations can help, because it can help you bring to that state. Okay, I am healthy, and it brings you in a state, and that will be manifested. That's how you rewire everything. That's how you rewire the physical. Um, but there are also many people that think I have to do X, Y, and Z to heal. So I have to get this pill, or I had to get this cure, or I have to go to church, and then the priest will heal me. So it will work, but it's only because you believe that that thing will give you what you want. So it's actually a permission slip to say, okay, if I use this pill, then it will heal me.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Hey, the love therapist. This was such a. Would rather have a clear head before choosing. Yeah, that's a valid. Lucy,
With a
that's
clear head, yeah, that's just bringing yourself to the present moment, right?
and all
It's
it
not something far away.
it's all it is bringing yourself in the present and just finding ways to be more present.
Yeah,
That's all it really is.
it all comes down to also intention and decision, right? Deciding every time again, okay, I'm coming back to the present. Okay, I'm coming back to the present over and over again.
Just being in the present and starting new and starting.
Choosing consciously.
It does get it does get easier. It does get I feel like
hmm
it gets easier. But I also feel like when you are present, when you are in this present moment of being in the present but being calm, the thoughts and the affirmations sink in deeper and land deeper
Yeah,
than they would if you were in that chaotic,
dysregulated. Yeah.
dysregulated space. Like
hmm
even okay, like yeah, before yes, I was manifesting stuff. You like yes, I was manifesting through the dysregulation because I
Yeah.
was doing it. So it never
Yeah.
stopped. I never stopped working on myself. I never not stopped manifesting. I was manifesting through it, but I realized that we say, okay, we want our lives to be easily and effortless. We want ease, we want peace. But when you're so used to the dysfunction, when you're so used to the chaos, you don't know what ease looks like.
No, true.
Like, so to the outside looking in, you're like, oh, this could have been, you're making it harder because you're used to the dysfunction, you're used to the doing, you're used to the chaos
Yeah.
versus, oh, I want this to be easy for me, but you're still naturally making it harder because
Yeah.
even though your mind is elsewhere, your
Yeah.
body is not.
Yeah. That's also the hard thing about the applying part. You
Yeah.
can't really apply the knowledge because you're still like in survival.
Yeah. So to me, when I think of like manifesting or I think of the integration part of it, the I don't think of it from, okay, I'm doing the robotic affirmations or I'm robotically affirming to for the repetition. Yes,
Hmm.
the repetition part is what we learn. Like, yes, that part is true. Yes, neuroplasticity part is true. But
Hmm.
it's not the robotic affirmation and the repetition of the affirmation that's creating the new neural pathways. It's
Hmm.
actually the repetition of the action.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's what creates the neuroplasticity.
Oh, I didn't know it's the action.
But people, when they explain the neuroplasticity, they're like, oh, all you got to do is just to drill in the affirmation 10, 50,000 times. That's like, if you're saying, oh, I'm a billionaire or whatever, 50 freaking
Yeah.
100,000 times, but you don't know actions or what to do to be a billionaire. Hi,
Hmm.
Danny. We were just talking about you earlier.
Yes.
um, if you're drilling, like if you don't know new ways of being or how to be differently, how can you expect that to change? When we're kids, you learn through repetition. You learned how to ride a bike through repetition of an action.
Mm.
You
Yeah, yeah,
you did that's how you learned.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Neuroplasticity is learned with an action. It's
And
actually with your
yeah,
if you play an instrument, playing an
and
instrument.
that's
That
also interesting with the action part. If you wanna like create, manifest a new reality, most people wait for proof before they take action, but it's actually the other way around, right? Just believe first, then take the action, then the results will come, and then the neuroplasticity gets created, then you get more proof, and then you will take more action, and then you can expand and grow on that.
Yeah, I like to say that a way that I explained it in a video was that we wouldn't have like Rihanna or Eminem or Beyonce if they sat in their room and affirmed 50,000 times.
No,
Like we
definitely
wouldn't
not.
have we
No, you just gotta think, sometimes you just gotta take the action and get better at what you do, and that takes hours, that takes work.
that can be like you don't learn like okay, I want to be a better dancer. I want to be a better dancer. Okay, what does that look like? Okay, that means me practicing. That mean hey Tony, that means me um stretching. That means me stretching like getting up and doing things that would make me be a better dancer. Maybe me taking some form of action. Like it's
Mhm.
not just saying, "Oh, I'm the best of the best and I'm an amazing dancer. I'm a supermodel. I'm a photographer." Okay, what am I doing to be a supermodel? What am I doing to be a singer? What am I doing to
Yeah,
be a
it's
con
it's it's taking the action from that belief already, that you are already that version,
Mhm. Like
and then you will get the work ethic of the version, if that's a
exactly.
byproduct of that version.
So it's not just saying the repetition. It's not just saying the repetition. It's not just the saying it.
No,
It's
and if you even think about it, you're really losing out on life if you keep performing in your room. It's quite sad, actually. You're missing out on life.
missing out on life. Like the same way the algorithm has to learn you through repetition of what you act on, what you are constantly consuming,
Yeah, what you're
constantly
liking,
what you're
yeah,
liking, what you're
saving.
doing. It takes an action for the algorithm to learn you.
Yeah.
So there's some type of action. Like there's still gonna be whether you want to somebody wants to fight or not about it, there's still some form of action happening, whether we see it or not. Even just breathing
That's
is
the
action.
that's just the difference between the taking action from force and ego, thinking you have to work through the linear way versus aligned action.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between the two.
Yeah.
What do
So it's
you see
also
the difference?
interesting to become more aware of that. Like, when am I operating out of fear and lack, and when do I feel like I'm operating from the aligned action?
Hmm. What? How do you know the difference between the two?
I notice when I'm in aligned action, I'm in creator mode. And I notice when I'm operating out of ego, I feel like aligned action is when I'm more driven by a vision that is not there yet.
Hmm.
And I feel with, yeah, maybe it's the same with ego action because you work, as an example, I have to work 8 hours, then I get 20 euros per hour, and then I know I can get this much at the end of the month, and that's why I take the action. It's very rational. And I think aligned action, it doesn't have to make sense. That's the difference, maybe. Aligned action doesn't always have to make sense.
You're right. It doesn't always make sense. Aligned action doesn't always make sense at all.
No. And
Like
sometimes it does,
sometimes it does, not all the time. I know for
but
me.
you feel more excitement when you take the aligned action, right? I really feel this excitement of, yes, I'm gonna create. I feel like I'm in connection with source, like the creator.
Yeah. And I know for me, like when I moved to Houston, I made a video in June, not June. I made a video in January. It was like an intro video, and I was like, by the time y'all see this video, I will be in Houston and I'll just be documenting my process. I didn't have a
Mm,
plan. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a place. I didn't have anything. And I literally moved. I started collecting boxes, started just documenting the journey as if I was already moving, and one thing led to another. It was to the point where I took a bus. I
yes.
took a bus and but I was documenting the journey. Like I was documenting the journey even from when I was recorded that one
Mhm.
video. It was had a moment where my suitcase wheel broke on my suitcase, and I was like,
Yes.
damn. So I ended up calling a friend that was in Atlanta, asking them like, hey, can you take? I have a layover in Atlanta. Can you pick me up and take me to Walmart? My suitcase broke. He ended up giving me two of his suitcases,
Wow.
and I was like, huh, okay, see, like, and
That's so nice.
I didn't have a car when I got here. One of the house sits that I had booked for the month of June for like 2 weeks, they let me use their car for 2 weeks. And I used their car to get around to go see apartments, and go to car dealerships. I got my car while I was at that house sit, um, which was a blessing because had I not had my car, I wouldn't have been able to get to my the third house sit that I had. That gave me I that one ended in, I want to say, the beginning of September it ended, but it crossed over for me to move into the apartment that I'm in now. So like I gave
Mm,
myself enough time to
yeah.
I house sat with enough time to get me to where I'm at. So
Yes.
even though I didn't, it looked like I didn't have a plan.
But you did. I
It,
also I just saw TikTok recently, and she said, why does it seem like type B people are manifesting way easier? Do you know type B and type A?
what's the difference between type A and type B?
So type A are people that are very structured, always planning, kind of controlling, and then type B are very chaotic, never have a plan. And I'm definitely type B. Like I'll go travel to friends and I don't even check the time. I don't even check what time the train goes. I just go when I'm ready to go, and then I get to the station and I'll see when the train goes. But most people just plan it all out, right? But I feel like actually I think a friend of mine is also here, so in the live, she's also very type B. You leave so much space open for synchronicities and for things to align with you because you're in a natural state of everything is fine, I don't have to worry. You're just chill. You're not worrying about time, about a plan, about a schedule. So things will just align and fall into place. You don't have to plan anything. And that's so funny,
Don't gotta
chaotic, but it works somehow.
it somehow works. Like somehow, some way, it really does work. How it works, I have no idea, but it works.
Yeah,
And
limitless
I'm
living.
definitely not opposed to it. Like it works. Like I don't think that I've never been put in position. I think seeing as I'm more fluid and I'm more going with the process of things, like I don't force myself. Like if I don't feel like leaving the house, I'm not gonna go outside. If I don't feel like leaving, like I'm not gonna keep myself on too much of a structure. I'm
Hmm.
just gonna go on the whim of like whatever. And since I've
I
been
think
experiencing that, it really does work.
yeah, some structure is nice. I see it as the masculine energy is like the container, and then the feminine energy, you also need to leave place in the structure to flow. I feel like that's the feminine energy, so it's the water in the container. And I think if you have that balance, that's perfect. A bit of structure, but create space in the structure to flow and not be worried about time and stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have any structure, you will also, I don't know, I don't think it will really work because we still live in a physical reality where time also exists.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Yes.
finding the right balance, what works for you, I guess. But it's also different for every person. For me, it works perfectly to be a type B person. And there might be other people that are annoyed by me being type B because I'm kind of chaotic, but I'm not worried. I'm very peaceful, actually.
I'm at peace. We can kind of, it's peaceful.
How can I be late? It's only we only have the present moment.
Can't be late if you cannot be late if we only have now.
It's such a spiritual bypassing thing to say, actually. Sorry I'm late, but time doesn't exist, so
I feel like I would be using that as an excuse every day if I could. Be like, yeah, time
yeah.
is real. So, like,
You just have to know who's in front of you.
what would happen if we really didn't have clocks?
Oh, that would be so nice. But also, like I'm in the Netherlands and people are very strict on timing here. Like you really live from moment to moment to moment and everyone is very fast and on time and punctual. But if you go to Spain, it's already such a big difference. People have a siesta, people are more chill. They don't really care if you get late. But here, when you come late to a appointment, people are always annoyed.
Yeah, good to know for when I go visit.
Yeah, it's really important in the Netherlands to be on time.
Good to know. It's very good to know because I had it's yeah.
But I feel it's more important in the Western culture, right?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely important, but at the same time, I'm realizing like I stay far away from anything that gives me too much rules.
Yeah, that just doesn't fit who you authentically are. So I think that's really smart to just create your own space. You don't have to conform
Yeah, I can I
if it
definitely
doesn't work for you, at least.
because I
That's
know
why I also started to be an entrepreneur. Like, if people gonna tell me when I have to start working and when I should clock out, I can't anymore. I just want to wake up when I've had enough sleep. I want to work when I want to work, where I want to work. Her accent.
I love it. I love
A
it.
Dutch English accent. It's
I mean,
actually so hard to speak English.
the accent is cute though.
Thanks. I don't like it.
Oh, it's cute. You did. See, yeah, exactly. She's doing great. She's
Thank
doing
you.
phenomenal.
I rather have a French English accent. I think that one is really nice. Some people hate it, but I love it.
Hmm. Yeah, France is not that bad. Even Italian. I never knew I had a Dutch accent in English until I talked.
Yeah, exactly. I also have my roommate, he's from England, so I always feel so awkward talking English to him because I can only talk English in like spiritual concepts because I read a lot of spiritual books. But when I have to have small talk in English, I get a full error. I don't understand.
Yeah, I actually feel like I need to. I was just saying the other day how I'm like, I need to go back to learning how to, I need to go back to studying French and Italian
Yeah, it's so nice.
because I stopped learning it, and I'm like, you know what? I might have to go back to, well, adding those two things in my Duolingo and add some
Go
Spanish
for it.
and learn some Japanese. I watch
Yeah,
a lot of
Spanish, also
anime.
nice.
I watch a lot of anime, and you'd think by
Oh,
now I would be hip to learning how to speak
hmm.
in Japanese.
Like
No.
I have a Filipino mother, so I grew up with Tagalog my whole life, but I don't understand anything of it. That's crazy. I've been hearing it my whole life, but I don't understand it.
Wow.
So you really have to consciously practice it to learn it.
Yeah. I think for me, I don't like when I'm watching anime. I don't want to sit and read the subtitles,
Uh,
especially because I'm one to like. I'll start watching a series, and sometimes I tend to fall asleep with the TV on, and that's how I fall asleep. I don't want to fall asleep watching anime in Japanese because I don't feel like reading the subtitles while I'm falling asleep.
hmm.
Because I'm like a comfort. I find shows that I can rewatch as a comfort when I'm falling asleep. So if it's not a show that I'm not actively like watching,
That's also a sign that you're dysregulated if you need noise in the back to fall asleep.
yeah,
I've also had it in periods, but I know it's not good
yeah, I know.
because you still need the stimulation.
I know this now. Do I still fall asleep with it? Yes, I do.
Yeah, I also have it in some periods. Sometimes I can't sleep, and then okay, I need to put something on, and then I know I can sleep, but that's not a good sign.
Yeah, I know this now, and I didn't really think about it until recently. I was like, oh, that was never a good thing that I was falling asleep at sound. Okay. Okay. I didn't know.
Okay, gotta go on the vibration mat again.
Yeah. I mean, the irony is that yesterday I took a break from doing it, and quite literally, I slept I knocked out at like 3 o'clock yesterday. I was actually supposed to go live with Star yesterday. I went to sleep at like 3 something and I didn't get up until 9. Like I literally knocked out. I woke up. I was like, when the hell did I go to sleep?
Oh, lovely.
I was like, when the hell? Like I'm like a whole storm had passed. Apparently, I was.
A whole earthquake, tsunami, house is gone.
I was like, I don't know. I guess my body really, really, really needed that sleep because I was like,
Yeah, these are
yeah.
the best. And then when you wake up with all these things on your face from the from the cushions, then you know you had a really good nap.
It was that I was like I woke up. I was just like, what the hell? Like I slept for that long. I don't even remember
What
falling
dimension am
asleep.
I?
Like what the
Yeah.
hell? I was confused. I was like, wait, what did I miss? Like, what did I miss? But that was probably the best sleep that I've ever had in weeks. So I can't say nothing. But that was phenomenal. Guys, you guys have any other questions? I think this live is going to be a really good live on for YouTube replay.
Yeah?
Yeah. I always post up all of the replays, like all of my guest replays. Never ones that I do unless I'm doing a gaming stream. I don't
Mm,
post my replays, but when I have a guest, I always post my replays up on my YouTube.
nice.
People to like go back to and reference if they don't watch
Mm-hmm.
it. And then I post like all the clips here and there.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'm gonna also gonna end the live for me at least because it's already 9 p.m. here.
Sounds good.
What time is it in Houston?
3 o'clock.
Oh, p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have a full day ahead.
Still have a full day. I'm gonna
Nice.
go off and do some self-care and
Sounds good.
skincare and all of that.
Nice. Okay, well, thanks a lot for
You're so
inviting me
sweet.
over. It
Thank
was nice meeting
you.
you.
It was nice meeting you too. I'll let you know when I
Yeah.
post up the replay.
Yes, let me know.
Okay.
Keep in touch.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.